Armed friends. Hello. Oh, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to do it on the computer. I am. Alright, so. Oh, there we go. Ding! I found it. Ding! Alright, Sean and Jay Romy. You guys are moderators. I don't think we'll have quite the crowd we had the other night. But if we do end up with a boatload of bots, please do me a solid and eliminate them, please. I don't know that we will, but you just don't know. Sound working okay and all that? We're trying a new chintzy microphone headphone setup thing. Anyhow, welcome my friends to our Flannel family forum. Make sure you make an admin so I can nuke him as I see him. Well, that's what moderator is. I should be able to do it. Yeah, you are one. That's what I just said. Ta-da! You are now in charge of things. Okay, what a day. I gotta slow down for a minute and gather my thoughts. Happy Monday. It's Monday, right? I think it's Monday. Our poor farm birds are having quite the Oh, Sean says the audio didn't come on until halfway through my sentence. Well, there you go. I spent, I don't know, an hour earlier today trying to get the professional Movavi Shure MV88 mic to work, and it did not, it didn't work. I'm very frustrated. I tried a couple different things. I tried using StreamYard. I tried some open source broadcasting, and it works fine if I make a phone call or something like that, but as to trying to use it with YouTube, it seems that YouTube is the issue. I tried multiple phones, deleting apps, things like that. So now I'm looking into maybe getting a decent headset microphone thing so that I can have better quality. Because I went back and watched last week's parts of it, and it was very... anyways, you could hear it, but it was not that good. We have lost 4 of our little house flock birds. Turns out the cats are very good at what they do. We've been keeping them away from them. What's really funny is for like a month and a half now, when they've been like really tiny and little, they've been just fine. And I think the mom is starting to leave them a little bit so that she can go off and lay more eggs and grow and whatever, and the cats have decided now is the time to pounce. So between yesterday and today, we lost 4 of the 6. And for those of you who do not know about our house birds, somebody gave us some little bantam type chickens, silkies I think they are. Yeah, there goes mom with 1. Whoops. And so what we did was we let them loose. Somebody gave us 5 or 6 of them. We let them loose. Most of them have been eaten by predators. There's 1 left. She laid a clutch of eggs. A whole mess load hatched. 6 lived through her week or 2 of taking care of them, and then they've been out in the property roaming around. It's been one of the cutest things we've had going on, is this mom with her little chicks running around. And yeah, I think we're down to 2. So they're oh well. That's the way it goes. So we have the pigs are on the property. As I'm sure you guys saw the video. They are stupid friendly. The dark red one, known as Hello Monica, welcome from Georgia to Virginia. Glad you're here. The kids have been watching the Dick Van Dyke Show, so as we do, yeah, those are the barn chickens, Jeremy. So those chickens are pest control. We don't feed them. We don't water them. They just are wild on the property, and they eat all the bugs. So we've just left them alone. They don't cost us anything. We're not vested in them. So we just kind of let them be free and be wild. And they're turning into dinner for the cats. So it's kind of sad. But they really didn't have anything else. Hello, Tanya says, hello, Brian and everyone. Hello, Tanya. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So the pigs are on the property. They are out in the hot wire now. They are very, very smart. They're very, very friendly. The red one, so the kids have been watching Dick Van Dyke, and they've decided to name the boy and the girl Buddy and Sally, the two writers on the Dick Van Dyke show. Um, so the spotted dark-haired one is a boy Ossabaw, and then we have the red girl. Babette is in the garden and in the chat. Hello, Babette. It's good to see you. Glad you're here. But within a couple days, my wife is outside chasing the cats because she loves the birds, so she's very upset that these poor birds have been eaten. But I think it's kind of funny because we're feeding the cats organically. That's that's what's happening. Oh man, poor birdies. But my wife went and walked the perimeter and with the pigs, and they walked with her all the way around the perimeter, and they are letting your they're letting you scratch. The Sally is letting you scratch them and whatnot. So, hey, Sean wants to know if you're going to eat the cat because the cat's eating the birds. I guess she didn't know I was talking to her. So, honey, yes, Sean wants to know if you're going to eat the cat because it's eating the birds.
Don't know for sure.
She says we don't know for sure. We haven't like found one in their mouth, so there's that. Live chat. There we go. Apparently, it wasn't on live chat.
Mom keeps ditching them.
Well, she's yeah.
Mom keeps ditching them. So.
Mom keeps ditching them. What's gonna happen? So, Wanda says hello from Weewatachaka, Florida. Watch you guys and would love to see you more. God bless. Well, thank you so much. No, you don't eat cats. That's bad. But if the cat doesn't live, we're gonna feed it to the pigs. Circle of life. That's what she said. She'll be joining us a little bit later. We have some news about how much food we've produced so far this year. And she has a whole notebook full of things. And so I wanted to share that with you guys tonight as well. Yes, Jeremy asked if she can cook Chinese. She can. Holy cow. Has anybody noticed inflation's really high? Is that anybody? Is that just me that is super thrilled about what is happening to our monetary policy? Actually, if you don't mind, I have a Bible verse for you guys from Ezekiel that made me think of you guys. But in Ezekiel 7:19, it says, "They shall throw their silver into the streets, and their gold will be like refuse. Their silver and their gold will not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They will not satisfy their souls, nor fill their stomachs, because it became their stumbling block of iniquity." So, Jeremy says he came here to get away from the stress. I want you to take some courage that if you ate today, you have what you need. If you have food on your table, you have what you need. You can weep over the lost potential that is currently going on, over the destruction of the food supply and the destruction of gasoline and the petroleum products and just the madness that is going on. But we don't trust in men anyways. So don't put too much hope in November. Put your hope where it matters. So we are going to, one of the reasons he taught us to pray the way he did, give us this day our daily bread, is because that's how we should be thinking and that's how we should be thankful. So if you ate today, you have what you need. Ask for it again tomorrow. And if you eat tomorrow, you have what you need. There's things I'd like. There's things that are wise to plan with and for, but be grateful that we have the food on the table today, and we'll go from there. I think it's Matthew 26. something like that. It says, "Don't worry about tomorrow. There's enough evil in today." So while we can look ahead at forecasts and how bad things are going to get and all those other things, let's just put our hand to the plow today. Let's be busy being about His work today, and we'll do our best to plan for the future. But be grateful for what we have today. So speaking of gratitude, if I may venture into a Tanya says eating supper now, all homemade dill spears, kimchi, and fermented pico de gallo. Ooh. We had shepherd's pie with our own. We used pork instead of beef, so it was delicious. Are you coming to join us now, or are you coming later? Well, just come now. Let me. You can still hear us because I just DC'd the headphones. So, Mrs. Flannel is joining us. Let me turn it up, maybe. Yeah, it still works. All right. So, we're going to skip the part I was going to talk about. We're going to launch right into food. So, we have been harvesting out of our garden. It has been prolific. We've had a boatload of cucumbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we actually just started picking this week, and I've already had.
This is her farm notebook. So
it's my everything notebook. 11 pounds of cucumbers this week.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it went from 0 to 100 this week.
No,
I mean,
it went to 11.
Well, to 11. 3 pounds of zucchini, 2 pounds of sugar snap peas, probably a half a pound of green beans. There's a lot actually on there, but maybe a couple more days. Tons of lettuce, and we've been picking the black raspberries. We've been competing with the birds. The black raspberries. We did not net them.
No, they're wild, so
yeah.
We're just gonna let them do what they do.
Yeah. I think next year maybe we'll do a more cultivated variety of raspberries, so we can get some more actual, we can harvest them and make some jam or something. Yeah. Yeah, and then the meats.
The meats. How much of the meats have we harvested?
So much meat. Okay, so what was it? This week? Last week? Today's Monday. Last
week.
Last week we harvested a batch of roosters. So that batch of roosters plus the ones that we had done in January is 176. No, plus the ones that are still out there. 176 pounds of chicken.
Yeah, we're averaging a little over 3 pounds of chicken. Mm-hmm. So I think we just said 3 pounds of chicken, but when you actually,
it's probably a little more.
Jeremy wants to know if, other than pickling, is there any way to preserve cucumbers? Not that I know of.
I only know of pickling. I got a book. Where did I put the book? I'm gonna go get that.
Go get your book. Mom's watching from Perry Cottage. Yeah, we got the meats, John. That's right.
So I got this book. If you can see, it's Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving, and it's got everything.
Somebody recommended that book to me.
Did they?
The ball canning book, which is I'm assuming it's the same.
Yes.
Same book.
So soon after we moved here, I basically just ordered all the books I could think of that I might need to reference.
Did you guys know? This might come as a complete shock to you, but there are, like, Google and other people are not letting some content through. Have you guys heard of any of that? Like,
that's a lie.
Yeah, editing,
no.
Banning people from Twitter and YouTube,
No.
Yeah, no, it's only for misinformation, of course.
No,
right?
All information.
Tanya says she has that
isn't
one.
offensive.
What? Yeah, I find it offensive that they find it offensive. So Tanya says she has that book, and Mom said David the Good is also watching from the Perry Cottage. So anyways, the reason we bought a bunch of books real quick is because you never know what Google is going to not let you find anymore. So when you think about how much information Google controls, even if you try and use a different search engine or a different algorithm or some of those things, if they decide to shut things down, there's nothing we can do about it. So
I also just like books.
Yeah.
I like to hold it in my hand.
They smell nice. Books smell good.
Brian does wear a book cologne.
We call it a balloon. And then she says I'm full of baloney.
Anyway, so this particular book has got all different kinds of things that you can do with your cucumbers, pretty much with anything that you're growing. There's all kinds of jellies and chutneys and pickles and relish and
Pickled watermelon rind.
that is in here. We're gonna try that.
You take the skin off, but just the white part apparently you can pickle, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, there's a cinnamon watermelon rind. And you can do it with peaches and all kinds of stuff. And at first I'm thinking peach pickles sounds kind of gross. But it's not a dill pickle. It's a different, like there's cinnamon and allspice and those kind of, and sugars and stuff that are in it too. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna try it. There's even cantaloupe pickle.
Oh, hello, killer.
So we're gonna give that a try. Back to the meats.
Back to the meats.
So approximately 176 pounds of chicken we've grown on farm since we got here.
That doesn't include our egg birds. That's just meat birds.
Right, that's just meat. Yeah. I have not counted the amount of eggs that we've brought in. It's
Yeah, we're not counting eggs in our totals. But
holy noodle. And then let's see, with pork, altogether about 800 pounds of pork from our 5 pigs.
And that's processed weight.
Processed packaged.
Not hanging weight, but actually like frozen.
Yeah. Yep.
Freezer bags, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya says she just got out of Facebook jail for posting news on the Smithfield food closings.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah. What? I didn't know Smithfield Foods was closing. The processing plant over in Smithfield is closing? Interesting.
Well, Smithfield is a company, but they have
Are they just
plants
closing
all
plants?
over the place.
I got that's true.
I believe it started in Smithfield, Virginia.
Well, they're owned by China now, so.
They did get purchased by China.
Sean says he uses DuckDuckGo, and
I use DuckDuckGo or Vivaldi.
Vivaldi because it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
But what book is that? Sean says there's a book I really want to get, but the cheapest used version to buy is $130.
Which book?
Yeah, he didn't say.
Oh.
Vernon. Okay.
I found I can't recall the title. There was a regenerative farming book that I had wanted to purchase, and it was also $100-something, which
It's insane.
it would have been an amazing resource because it was like a complete how-to guide to set up a regenerative farm, which would be really neat to see how someone else, and I could read it and digest it. I digest things when I read them. That's just kind of the way I process. But so I didn't buy that. I just have read other things, like more isolated, how do you develop a good pasture, how do you develop good soil and that kind of thing, and I've just kind of pieced the ideas together. And then some failing.
Well, and part of that process too is, people write books, and unless it's region specific.
Yeah.
So my brother writes, South Florida gardening books, specific to Florida, because especially South Florida is a whole different environment than pretty much anywhere else in the country. So, reading a gardening book might not help you where you're at. So we have to figure out who wrote what, where they are.
What works.
What works, what are they
in
planting.
Our region. Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, man. You guys are chatting like crazy and nobody's hitting the thumbs up button. It's making me sad. I even brought a guest.
I'm a guest.
Yeah. If you show up more often, you'll be a regular.
That's hard.
Speaking of regulars, I abandoned her this weekend. I was just up and left.
It was really sad.
So I think I can talk about it now. But my youngest sister, I'm the second of 7, and my youngest sister got engaged this weekend. And her fiancé, because you have to say it in French, right? And he asked. Only if you're. Well, we're kind of.
Are we snobby?
Well, somewhat like that. Mom.
Just like nice things.
Yeah.
Let it alone.
I like gold silverware. What's the big deal? Why would you call it silver?
What's the big deal?
We've been here 9 months. We just painted the kitchen ceiling, but that's a different story.
It's not as important as growing food.
That's true. And we already own the paint. That's what's even better.
Yeah.
So, he said Danielle seems genuinely bummed about it. She was actually upset that I wasn't here.
It surprised me to have.
Even her, she was shocked.
I was surprised.
It's always good when you can still surprise your bride of 18 years. Boo. And what's really funny is I work a 24-hour schedule, so I was gone about the same amount of time, but it was different because I think I was out of the state.
You were, yeah, there was no chance that if I needed you, you could not come home.
No, no coming home. Bye. But anyways, all of my brothers and sisters on the second of seven made it down this weekend to South Florida, and we surprised our youngest sister. Her fiance, asked asked her to asked her to marry him on the back patio at our parents' house. So when she came inside, you know, after telling him no, they were no. She said yes. He was crying a lot.
Oh.
Sad. But he did. I don't know if he asked her 3 times like I asked you, but he
Just to make sure.
just to make
I also
sure.
didn't say no.
You didn't say no.
Times. I don't know.
You really
why.
probably should have.
I
But
should have. What was I doing?
that's what happens when you're young and I get married young before they learn they have options. That's why you snag you a good and get them young, but not Jeffrey Young. That's wrong. So speaking of people who killed themselves completely naturally in jail, no, I have nothing for that. So I flew down. This is actually an I because I normally say we for everything, but you did not fly down.
You left me here.
I left her there. I left her here with the kids. The murderous cat.
And the weeds.
And the weeds. So many weeds and potato beetles.
I had to do it all.
You had to do all of it. It was sad.
And to discover that the turkey was eating my cucumbers.
Yes. Yeah. Our one turkey who's left, who follows her around the property, is ruined.
No.
It developed a taste for cucumbers. It's not. No. We gotta call.
No.
We gotta feed her to the cat.
No.
Hey, Adam. He says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Adam. Glad you're here. You're late." I'm just kidding. We'll have to start over. Everybody back up. No, the turkey was eating the cucumber, so we moved the turkey from the kitchen garden area over to the crop garden, the bulk garden, if you will. We're growing our corn and our peas and our potatoes.
Peas.
Beans.
Yeah.
There's no peas in there?
No.
Not a one?
No.
But aren't beans and peas the same thing?
Same thing.
They're both legumes.
Legume. Can you hear this person?
Aren't legumes where you go on vacation and it's a coral atoll?
Sure. Why? You won't volunteer to listen.
They are. He said, "Darn gardening." I'm bad at the garden.
Oh no, it's green.
If it tastes bad, it's probably tobacco. And that's fun too.
Little brother.
So no, he's not here. He's watching at the house. So yeah, flew down Saturday, flew back Sunday, and I really wanted to live stream with you guys on Sunday night, but I got home at 7-ish.
7:30.
7:30.
7:33.
So she actually missed me.
I did this. It really surprised me.
This is a lesson for all you fellas out there, and all you ladies.
Kids missed him.
You really would have thought I was gone for a week or a month or something.
It felt like it. So much happens in a day here.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Should we talk about today? Just how much we did today? So it was like 1 trillion degrees outside. I think it's inflation. That's why it's so hot. It's
another thing we can blame Biden about.
Yeah. He hasn't fixed it yet with solar panels.
Fixed it. Yeah, you can fix the weather with solar panels, right? That's a thing? I think so.
Oh my gosh.
I think they said that, so it must be true.
Well, obviously, especially if it comes from the totally trustworthy media.
I always believe everything they say.
Also, the Build Back Hotter. That's right, Sean. The recent rash of injections that everybody has gotten for whatever purpose that they have gotten them for doesn't cause monkeypox. Make sure everybody did.
It doesn't.
Nope.
I saw blame Russia. Yeah, that's always a good idea, I hear these days. If there's any kind of problem.
Oh. Tanya asked if anyone had a good recommendation for a trail camera. The one we had was pretty good. Do you know where it goes?
I know where it is.
She's going to look for it, even though she knows where it is. I do have a gardening joke if you guys want a gardening joke.
Doesn't say
It
what
doesn't
kind
say.
like what brand it is.
Look for this on Walmart.
No, I think that was Amazon Prime.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah.
It looks just like a trail cam. Well, I can show you the back of it. I don't know if that, but it says hunting trail camera, and then it has a serial number.
And I think it was about $50.
I think it was less than that. I don't know.
$30, $30 to $50.
Let me see if I can. Boop. Boop. There. Here's a backwards serial number.
That's helpful.
I do my best.
I probably could look for
I could read it to you, but that's really boring. TJ14D102136.
Ken, you all volunteered to be here.
This is what we used when the deer first showed up and we started trying to pop those suckers, and it didn't.
We didn't pop
any suckers. We have taken out a couple of rabbits. We also found a baby rabbit in the garden.
Yes.
That lived approximately 18 hours outside the garden.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
He was very small. We think he might have been abandoned. And no, you don't find the bathroom, the number on the bathroom wall, Jeremy. You put 8675309.
867.
Yeah. No. Copyright. Copyright.
No, I can't say that.
You have to sing it. 867.
I didn't finish it, so does it count still?
If you say it with a Jamaican. 309.
309.
309, man. Anyhow, so today.
Stop appropriating culture.
Oh, I could probably do dreads. I think it's long enough for dreads. I think it is.
Anyways, I don't remember what we were talking about.
How much work we did today?
Oh, work. There's a lot of work.
So yeah, I got back yesterday from my sister. Congratulations to my sister! Woo! She's gonna get married probably. She's at least engaged, so that's a closer step. So we our chicken tractor's hard to build. They are. Well, I don't. What did Sean say?
Buy a Trio 9.
Wanda asked if chicken tractors are hard to build. I don't find them hard to build. I use roughly 4 2x4s and then rip them in half so that you can make them out of 2x2 so they're a little lighter. And then I buy the wire that's like 18 inches tall or 24 inches tall so you don't have to cut it. Oh, good. Jeremy said, praise God, my power just came back on. I actually have a video, Wanda, way back when, of me building a smaller chicken tractor. I think it was 3x6. Oh, hello! Somebody, one of my nieces and or nephew said, hi, Uncle Brian. Hello. So yes, they're not hard to build. They're also not very expensive. The thing is, if you build the one that Joel Salatin has, because he's got plans for his on the old interwebs that you can still find, it's heavier than you think. It looks pretty light, but oh, it's Adina. Hello, Adina. It is. It's a bit heavier than you would think if you make it 8x8. I think his 12x12 or 10x10. They're pretty big. An 8x8 one without wheels is somewhat difficult to move. Now, one of the things I thought about doing that I haven't done yet is wrapping the bottom in a PVC pipe. So if you got like a 3-inch PVC pipe for the side that you want to drag along the ground and notched it and pulled the top out and set your 2x2 in there. So, oh, Jesse says hi too. Hello, Jesse, and all of you. You can drag it that way. Or you could buy, they actually make like chicken tractor wheels that you can step on, and it like puts the wheel down, engages it so you can roll it and then disengage it. I like them, and they're good for mobility around your property. But hey, Cheryl, good to see you. They are a lot of work daily or every other day. So depending on how many chickens you have in there, you have to move them every day. And I have ideas, but I haven't worked out a good watering and feed system for them where you don't have to take it out to move them. And taking it out every time is very annoying.
I found with the roosters that we put in there, those that were our meat roosters, they really liked to escape. So when I was opening the top hatch to refill their water and give them some food, they were jumping out. So me and the kids were chasing chickens and stuff. We called it chicken rodeo. But the other chickens that we had in there, I think when we first did it, we had some golden comets.
Yep.
Maybe a couple of Easter eggers or something in there.
The Delawares.
They never cared about leaving. The Delawares never cared about leaving. So I don't know if it was just that particular group of roosters. I don't know. But that's something to think about too.
Sean says when you're not handsome, you have to be funny. So he worked on being funny. Girls like a sense of humor. And abs.
And a good job.
I know. We got there eventually. They like security is what they like.
Yeah.
And I don't mean security like, with the badge and the flashlight. But... Speaking of security, look at that beautiful freezer full of meat. Isn't that wonderful?
It is beautiful.
We've actually made it one of the chores that we have to go out and check it every day. Our farmer friend told us that we should. Sean says working on the body and the job too. It's a process. That's why you got to get one young before they realize that a job matters.
Those
and
things
they
actually matter.
just.
Okay.
But
You're handsome.
yeah. You're tan.
You're tan.
I'll marry you.
You have a car.
That you push start.
That you push start.
Oh, you poor hoodwink thing.
He just talks so fast, I think.
He did.
It just...
Rambly
What is happening right now?
Rambly bambly, off we went. Woo. So, tomorrow we are pickling.
Yes. Our 11 pounds of cucumbers
Yep.
are going to be pickled.
Now, I've made pickled eggs before. I don't know if I made them right, but we put them in vinegar and some salt and some water. I added sriracha. Sriracha pickled eggs are really good.
I
Really,
do not.
really good.
I do not like pickled eggs.
She doesn't, yeah. So.
No, but we're going to do that tomorrow.
Yep. Jeremy asked how the big tank worked for scalding, chicken scalding. It worked really well. It was actually so much easier than the cauldron. Because let me back up. The EZ-152 chicken plucker says it can do up to 3 chickens at a time. What we found you can put 3 chickens in there at a time. It doesn't do a good job with 3 chickens at a time. The plucker did much better with 2 chickens. So I built a 3rd cone, which I've actually edited completely out of the video that should be coming out tomorrow. Tanya said she loved pickled eggs and pickled pig's feet. I haven't tried the pig's feet yet either, but that might be on the list.
We're easing into country life.
We did do jowl bacon. We jowl baconed the other day.
I did.
So.
And apple pie cured bacon is really good. That was my latest recipe.
I haven't eaten it yet.
Well, I did. Yesterday, before you got home.
See, this is what when the cat's away, the mouse plays. That's what. I'm eating all the bacon to show him for eating it. When he comes back, he can have pig belly.
Pig belly.
Yeah, no bacon, just pork belly. Pickled apple pie cured bacon. Now you're being silly. Jeremy said they borrowed a plucker when they did it. So yeah, the easy plucker worked really well with 2 birds. So what we did was we put 2 birds in the cone, we dispatched them, we put them into the scalder and it was big enough that we could just agitate very well. And while we were agitating, when the feathers started to fall off, we'd pull them out and then we'd chuck them both in the plucker. Easy peasy. And then we moved over to the gutting station, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot of the knife work, and then she pulled a lot of the guts out. And as we got down to, once we got down to 1 bird in there, you would go grab a couple more and put them in the cones, and then I would go dispatch them, and she would finish the last bird, and then we would move them. So we had a good system going. And Tanya, I've heard that. We actually saved them and then spoiled them, but she said chicken feet make a great broth. I've heard that from multiple people. Sooner or later, I'll trust you. We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're eating meat that we grew ourselves and butchered ourselves.
For those of you that are new to the channel, we've only been doing this since August of last year. We've had chickens, we've never had meat birds, we've never raised animals for food, we've never really done canning or any of those kind of things. So we are like into the deep end. So there is a bit of that ick factor that we have to overcome with things. But I'll tell you what, my wife looked straight South American the other night when we were wrangling chickens, because she jumped in there and was snatching them by the feet and hanging them upside down and chucking them into baskets and stuff. And when we first got up here, it was like, it's scary. And
He's gonna peck me.
yeah, and now like she was holding one by the feet, and it was like trying to bite. She just grabbed its neck and like stretched it out. And it was, I don't know that I've ever been so attracted to it. To be honest, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I've grown.
It was just.
Me and the kids saved up. We're Beverly Hillbillies in reverse.
Yeah. Tanya asked about pig head cheese and stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I think part of the challenge also is that we're still a little slow on that whole process. So by the time we get the bulk of the work done, I think we're about wore out.
That is part of it. Yeah. It's been such a learning process. So Adam says, "No worries, Bram. My wife is a chicken wrangler also." Yeah. I was using like a net and stuff, but she was just up to her eyeballs in chicken. So we did do jowl bacon last time. What ends up happening is because I don't have, we didn't do it during cool weather, right? The proper time to be butchering is during the cold weather. So you can hang your pig and let it chill without freezing. So we have a massive cooler, deep freezer that we've been putting the halves in. And by the time I get to the head, it's normally frozen solid. So then when I leave it out to thaw, I either leave it too long or forget about it, or it just hasn't worked out. So the last one we actually got the jowl bacon off of. Mm-hmm. Did we process that yet? Did you make it into something?
Yeah.
Have we eaten it? No.
No, because it was curing for a week, and I packaged all that stuff up on Saturday. It's in the deep freeze.
I have eaten jowl bacon, just not our own jowl bacon. Yeah. Jeremy says, "Are we going to convert the cabin to a walk-in freezer?" That would be nice.
Well, this time around, we've lined it up correctly so that we will be processing pigs when it's cold. We knew we weren't doing it right the first time. We were just trying to get food on the homestead.
Yes, that's like.
And then, just as we do with many things, we just make it work.
Yeah, this isn't the right season. It's not the right time. Sean said that he's reminded of when von Bora got pigs, and Martin Luther affectionately referred to as "My dearest Catherine, mistress of the pigsty" in one of his letters. Hey, the homesteading pastor is here. Good evening, my friend. I'm glad you made it. We did a Bible verse earlier, so we're covered.
Boy.
Yeah, no, we, I wouldn't say there was a lot of panic buying when we got to the property, because there wasn't a sense of panic, there was a sense of urgency. Mm-hmm. There was a big, just a push of urgency, not knowing what was coming, and of course we never know what's coming, so even trying to make plans is a bit of a farce. But when you are trying to produce your own food, you have to think seasonally and think ahead and those kind of things, and we weren't sure if pigs were going to be available. So in that vein, somebody asked if we were going to be breeding the piggies, mm-hmm. and the short answer is yes. This batch of pigs we got, they're a Duroc Burke mix, except the spotted black. He is a purebred Ossabaw. Homesteading pastor agrees with being covered. So the Ossabaw is a smaller breed, apparently has very delectable meat, and they're very good foragers, they're very smart. And it's interesting, you can see the difference between him and the Duroc Burkes, because he is on alert more. He's not skittish, but he doesn't lay down first, he doesn't come to the feed trough first. He's weary of what you got going on. Meanwhile, Sally, the girl that we're going to breed, is like, if you'll scratch my butt, I will stay here forever. So within a couple days, you scratch right above her tail, and she just flops onto the ground, and it's just like.
Oh yeah.
So it is
super friendly.
Yeah, very very friendly. Much more friendly than the last batch of pigs we had. They took.
Probably 3 months before they really let us get close to them.
Yeah.
Like they'd come up to when I would bring out scraps, they'd come up closer, but they wouldn't let us touch them or anything
It was
like
quite yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot longer. These guys, I mean, almost immediately.
Yeah, within a couple. Well, we took watermelon rinds out there, and they decided that we were good stuff. Once they had watermelon, they were in.
Mm-hmm. They'll stop whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And come running to wherever I am.
They're super cute. I'll have to make more of a
So
video
cute.
of that for you guys to
Little
live vicariously. So I'm actually really glad that we're not killing all of these because they are so friendly.
That's such a harsh word.
Sorry, harvesting. That we're not dispatching with excessive malice. Hey, the boys are watching also. Hello, my nephews. Good to see you, three boys. So yeah, we're going to keep the two. So we have the boy and the girl who are unmodified and have not been given any hormones to change any genders. And then we have two already castrated fellas, and they are going to be our fall bacon. And then there's always more. We have, I'm not sure what type of pig, but our farmer friend has a source of pigs, but they're not going to be ready to leave their mom till like August. I think they were just born or are being born. So our hope is that in about 6 months, which would be right around December, we will harvest those two boys early December when it's nice and cold. And we're going to, those other two that are a couple months later should be like end of February, early March. So again, should still be cold. So we're hoping to get those rotations going. And then in 6 months, she'll be ready to breed, give or take.
That's what he said. Market weight.
Market weight. So that would be December, and it's 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Right, exactly.
Or something like that.
Yes.
Apparently with pigs, it's always 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. So maybe they're half of Satan. Is that, do you think maybe?
Oh, they're so nice.
They're so cute.
No.
The devil comes as an angel of light. Maybe
No.
that's no. Anyways, so if we actually do breed her in December, that would be 2 months to wean, give or take. So that would be January, February, 6 months after February.
So
That'd be August. That'd be trash.
You'll see us learning about farrowing pens and keeping them separate, and we like to up things very quickly apparently here at Flannel Farms.
Yeah. You know, slowly, right, Sean? Hey. Oh, Sean, my buddy, he's doing good work. I'm sure most of you know Sean the Modern Yeoman, but if you haven't seen his channel, you should check him out. He's a good guy. He's not nearly as entertaining as I am, but he's doing good work and he's earnest. He's very earnest and thoughtful. So, very different. He plans out what he's doing as opposed
not
to
as much of a ham.
Waking up going, I don't know what I'm going to do today. Let's paint a ceiling, which is kind of what happened.
That is what
So,
it's hot. I'm going to paint.
Yeah, it was so hot today. So we did some outside chores early in the morning. Yeah, Yeoman. Sean the Modern Yeoman. Y-O-E-M-A-N. Yeoman.
Y-E-O.
Y-E-O-M-A-N.
Yo.
Yo.
I believe. Yeah.
I'm sure I do have a link. Actually, keep them entertained for a minute. Let me find a link.
I don't entertain well.
Do that song and dance number.
No, I will not do that.
What? Where is it? Here it is. You're really supposed to.
I'm really supposed to talk. So this morning, we had the piglets in their training pen, and they did really well with that. So we went ahead and hot wired in their new woodsy paddock, which is like half woods and half pasture, overgrown pasture, and got them moved into there. We went and got feed. We went I think did our dump run.
Yep.
We pressure washed our back deck and part of the house. We didn't get it all the way done. I don't know. I think that's it. Did some schooling.
We did schooling, educated them, little weirdies. And we got part of the video edited. So we have the chicken processing video coming out. And then holy cow. Lady Hammer with a lot of exclamation is 105 plus here in Texas today with a 112 heat index.
Wow.
That is insane. Hey, Bellhop, he says they always could use some learning. She's working on it. She's about halfway down the scarf. That's Bellhop. Right?
Oh, yeah.
She's got your scarf done and she's working on your missus's scarf.
Yeah, I think she's probably 3/4. She's trying to be done with it by the end of the week or middle of next week. She's working so hard on it.
Her name starts with a K, so we were gonna name it her name's Crafting Corner K's, but apparently 3 K's is bad.
It's not recommended.
I don't know. Somebody apparently has a.
Or some kind of club.
Yeah, it seems bad. I don't know. Everybody gets a free sheet though, so it's kind of weird. But
the sheets have holes in them.
Oh, that's right. They're moths. See, they need to keep them in a cedar chest. So that would keep the holes from happening. I do hear they have a fire every meeting though, and I like fire. So it's it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to know these days who to trust.
It's so unclear.
Anyhow, our middle daughter's working very hard to get those scarves done. She also got a couple orders from the local lady at the
Restore here.
She's ordered like 20 pot holders. So Kirsten, oops, I said it, daggum it. She's busily working on her store. And so she has those orders coming out. So she's been very excited, entrepreneurial little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I have 2 videos in the memory card. One is about half edited. I'm hoping to get it edited out and out to you guys tomorrow. That is the comprehensive chicken one. I do have a question though, and I would like your feedback on this legitimately. During the butchering process, we discovered that one of the birds, after its head and feet were removed and all the feathers were gone, so it looks just kind of like a store-bought chicken, would squawk when you pushed on it because its lungs and its trachea still work. So when we pushed on it, it was like, it sounded exactly like a rubber chicken. And so I think while I was filming, I did CPR on it and was telling it, "Don't you die on me." And every time I pushed on its chest, it was whack, 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 whack. And I'm thinking of opening the video with that instead of anything useful. So do you guys? Sean says that's hilarious. Well, I knew you would find it funny, Sean. Is there anybody out there that has a soul or a heart who thinks that might be not a good idea to put on the video? So yeah, it was completely dead. Like I was. Sean says the casuals might find that offensive.
The casuals.
I really do want to know. I don't want to offend anybody's sensibility. It wasn't graphic. I thought it was hysterical. So I was just gonna lead in with that, with like no explanation, just CPR on a chicken. Anyways. So we know the hardcore folk. Okay, Mia wants to see. He said maybe put it in the end after the closing. Well, I thought in the beginning would be so. You always have the. Wanda says that would be cool. Okay, we'll do it then. Forget it. That's it. 3 people voted. I'm in. The thing is, you get the most. Tony says you're gonna get put in jail. It was already dead. The thing is, if you look at the analytics of the YouTube channel, like 30% fall off like right within the first 3 or 4 seconds. So my hope was if I did something ridiculous at the beginning that was not planned and just kind of happened, that you might hold people a little longer and they might at least go to their friends and go, "Bloop, can you believe this dork? He's doing CPR on a chicken." And then even if they don't watch the rest of the video, it's another subscription. So So yeah. Tanya says she actually thinks it's a good idea to show it. Well, there you go. This is really what happens. I mean, I had no idea it could happen, but it was, it was so funny. So, yeah. Jeremy says ask Peter. I don't think so. I don't think so. They would show up and like kill all my birds trying to save them. We tried to release them and then they all died. But they're free now. So.
At least the foxes can eat them.
Oh my gosh. Anyhow. Well, chicken nipples. Well, if you're actually doing CPR, yeah. I didn't give a class on it. I always think of the stupid, don't you die on me, so it was funny.
On the chicken.
On the chicken. We did CPR on the chicken. Don't you remember? Were you out there for that? You'll have to see it. It was hysterical.
It was.
It's going to go in the video, so.
I still had air in the lungs.
Oh, the.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that funny?
Like a rubber chicken at Walmart.
It did sound like a rubber
No,
chicken at Walmart.
Courtney kept squeaking it.
Okay.
Where are your parents? I blame
I
them.
don't know.
That's terrible.
What?
Yeah. Go on. Go. Yes. Go away. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Anyhow, so tomorrow we're gonna film some pickling. We'll get that out.
Okay.
It's your favorite thing, being on camera. Yay. Lady Hammer, exclamation points, said she did CPR on a piglet because it didn't breathe after being born. You saved it. That's outstanding.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I haven't. Sean asked if I'd ever seen a video of the rubber chicken being waterboarded, but that sounds really funny. Was it at Club Gitmo? Because that'd be... Anyways. It was old Rush throwback. Rest in peace.
You're not Catholic.
It's performed is closed. I think we can still do it. I'm going to. So anyways, did you guys... We're coming up on the end of our hour together this evening. We want to have our conversations. Did you have any other questions that you may not yet have queried of us this evening? Otherwise, Wanda says, my great-grandmother traumatized me when I was 5 when she wrung a chicken's neck and it ran around the yard for a while. We've had them back out of the killing cone, which is also somewhat horrifying because you're like, you slit its place and then it's bleeding and all of a sudden you hear like, and it's like standing up.
It's really weird.
And it just like kind of stands there and you're like, would you just die? Please just die. So, yeah, they're like little zombie chickens. I have learned, though, that an AR-15 is not an appropriate dispatching tool for a chicken. It will dispatch them, but there's not much left to eat.
You don't have one of those.
No, I lost in the boating accident.
Yeah.
Well, yep. Along with any type of rare soft metal, also just...
We don't have any of that.
Bloop. Fell right over. So, it was really sad. If anybody's near the Rappahannock River and you have some type of metal detecting device underwater, you might be able to find it. That'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. Sean says, we're looking to eventually getting rabbits for meat. Anyone who wants to eat the meat will be required to dispatch and prepare a rabbit at least once. Heck yeah, man. I totally think that's a good idea. I mean, rabbits are a good idea. I'm not a huge fan, but I would eat it before fish if I was starving to death.
I think if we didn't have as much land to do the larger animals, then that would definitely be worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanya says I want to get back into raising rabbits, looking to get land so I can get out of this park.
Mm.
Yeah. This is our first, well, not our first go around. Our first go around was back in 08. boy howdy, did that go well. It's tragic.
We really didn't know
It
anything.
was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about anything.
Okay, you don't know anything and you don't have any money. It's really...
And then the economy goes upside down, so.
Oh, it's fun times.
Yeah, Sean says they have 0.14 acres currently, so rabbits are go. They
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Easy to feed,
yeah,
easy to handle,
yeah.
easy to kill, and they're really easy to harvest.
Quail also, I think is a pretty good urban bird to keep that has meat and eggs and that kind of thing. And you could do, I think a similar setup with hutches or something. I've seen
Mhm.
people doing that We set up when we were living in the city. I went and got some fertilized quail eggs
Yep.
and hatched them. We made an incubator and hatched them all out, and made an aviary. Not an aviary. That's honey.
Mm-hmm.
Aviary, like a bird area in the back, and a raccoon broke in and ate them all. So you'd have to do a better job securing them.
Yeah, we used plastic netting in the city because we thought that's
Like,
no
there's
big
no
deal.
wildlife here. Yeah, there is.
There is. Just because they come out at night.
They'll find you.
Yeah.
You just make
They
sure
have
that
a
you
very
have
particular set of skills.
secure netting.
Yeah, Lion said our small tent. She said, or Bell Loop says, try Lion said they're small. So, Tanya wants to know what animals we're raising for milk.
Currently, we're not raising anything for milk. We've had such a steep learning curve over the last year. I think just our focus has been on egg production, meat production, our veg, growing an orchard, things like that. And the milking just felt like a whole other level of regular, everyday tasks. So we're waiting to do that.
But
we
they're
are
in the works.
we are getting some Dexter heifers in the fall. So I don't know, 6 months a year
Yeah,
from that
they
possibly.
They are blue blood, like purebred lineage back to whoever, and we're probably gonna breed them with some mutt bull. Because we. Oh. He's gonna have one horn and like some tattoos. Here's this purebred little Dexter lady. And we're gonna have Ferdinand. Bell Loop says Tammy, his wife, raises rabbits but doesn't want to let any of them be killed. Well,
it's hard when you think of them all as your pets. I think a few years ago, when I was much more, thinking.
she had a heart.
When I had a heart and we were trying our best to do urban gardening, because we had a small, I think it was 0.18, and it was, really small space that we were working with. And that was, what we were actually gardening on was not that, because we had
that included
a
the house.
large house and a garage.
Yeah, we probably had 200 square feet, maybe.
Yeah. So at that time, I was, thinking, I can't raise any animals for meat. I can't, I'm just going to grow as much veg as I can, and then we'll use animals like rabbits or, whatever for the manure for the garden, and have my little backyard chickens because I'm going to eat the eggs and things. I'm not sure what happened in my thinking. I think the last 2 years really changed a lot the way that I thought about things. And like when you get them, my goal is to make them happy piggies, make them happy cows. I want them to have the best life, the healthiest life that they can. I love Joel Salatin's saying, the appreciating the pigness of the pig. I think that's really the aim. And they have one bad day, and it sustains our family. So, and we try to do that even respectfully, because we really do value them, and I think God has made us stewards of animals and plants, so we need to treat all of them with respect. So I understand why, a lot of people have a hard time thinking about
and you
raising their own meat.
One of the ways you get stronger is by repeated exposure to trauma. So it either breaks you or it doesn't, and I don't mean this lightly, but it's not easy the first time you do any of these things, anytime you dispatch the animals.
Oh, no, I cried a whole lot when we did our first pig. That was very hard, because he was
he was the sweetest sweet of the pigs. He was the one that would come over and, enjoy the scratches and all that stuff. So it's, Lady Hammer, exclamation points, says don't name them. I named them like bacon and breakfast and...
The two little guys, I think we're going with pork and beans.
Pork and beans. I liked pork and dork, but just because they're right. Dorky pork. But yeah, it's you don't know what you can do until you do it. So you have to just get out there and do it.
Yeah.
And
I think as much as you can separate yourself from the supply chain
Yeah, 100%.
over the next. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when it will be repaired,
If
or if it will be repaired, or how
What
much
it will
things
look
will
like.
change. I think that at least is true, that we're going through a change as a country, and those are usually hard. So if you can give yourself some separation from that, you're just a little less vulnerable, and you're a little bit more of a resource for someone else.
Well, and that's you have to hate the other thing more than you hate killing the animal. That's really what it boils down to. You have it has to be worth the exchange. So, see you, Sean. He's got to go. We're gonna go here too in just a minute. I did want to leave you with a thought for my fellow Christian brothers and sisters. As you guys know, we're just passing through this life. This is not our home. This is not where we're meant to be forever. And anything that we have, we were given by God as stewards to use, to grow, to enjoy. Sure. But it made me think of a traveler staying in a hotel, and you might be staying at the Shady Days Inn, or you could be at the Ritz-Carlton for 20 or 30 grand a night. But you're going to go to sleep, and you're going to wake up, and you're going to leave, and none of it was yours to begin with, even if you enjoyed it while you were there. Maybe it was really hard, maybe it was really easy, maybe that you had to sleep with one eye open and it was super sketchy, but you're not staying there. And if you're in the Ritz-Carlton and everything is great and it's super nice and fancy, it's still not yours, and you're not staying there. So wherever on the spectrum of hotels you find yourself, which is probably a really stupid analogy, but don't forget that you're not there forever. And our time on earth is very similar to, sleeping in a hotel. You're always going somewhere when you sleep in a hotel. The point isn't the hotel. That's not the destination. You might enjoy it while you're there. You might look forward to it, but that's not the point. You're always headed somewhere else when you stay in a hotel. So don't forget, we are headed somewhere else, and there's things we have to do while we're here to prepare for there. So be about that. Focus on that, and be grateful for the food you have on your table today. Don't forget to thank Him for it, and ask that we may eat again tomorrow. So, all that being said, we are going to go now, because we're going to go hang out with our piggies for a little bit, because they're so much fun. So, as much as I enjoy staring at myself on a tiny screen, I'm going to leave. So, God bless you all. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Hope to have a video out tomorrow for you. But if I don't, oh well. It's not like I get paid for this. So, in order to help everyone with the recession, we've decided all our videos are now 100% free. So, you no longer have to pay for a subscription to our channel. It's all free. You can just watch all you want, as many times as you want. There's no commitment, but get our credit card. Freaking flyer miles. Anyhow, you guys have a lovely evening. Thank you guys for being here. God bless you. Bye-bye. Oh, no, stop. Yes.